I'm sitting at the Gisborne airport. I'm getting ready to fly down to Hokitika, and so I arrived at 9 o'clock. No, I didn't. I arrived at 9:30, and the expected departure time was around about 10:30. So I came an hour early to make sure that I'm all ready and I don't miss anything. And now they've informed me that the flight's been cancelled to Wellington. So instead of flying down to Wellington, we're flying to Auckland instead at around 12:05. Then from Auckland, we're going to fly to Christchurch. And then from Christchurch, we'll fly to Hokitika. There's the wall. That's where I'm sitting over there. And here is the main check-in area. So, total rebuild. I've just got myself a nice sandwich actually, and a coffee. Because I know that I'm not going to get any time in Auckland. It'll be straight on to the Air New Zealand flight to Christchurch. Alright, signing out again. I'm at Christchurch International Airport, at probably the domestic terminal. But I've got my mask on because it's obviously a requirement now. But this is the airport. I can't really recall. I've been here before. I can't remember it though. Here we are in Hokitika, a pretty small west coast town by the looks of things. I think I've passed through here, but probably not through the main commercial centre. It's overcast today, as I was expecting, because they are expecting rain here. It was actually supposed to be quite significant rainfall today, but I expect over the next few days. They had a lot of flooding down in Hokitika. I believe that was in around about June of 2021. A lot of flooding here. So hopefully we don't get any more before I leave on Wednesday. Well, the bill came through for the transit van that I'm picking up, and it's $18,750. But it is a very comprehensive rebuild. Oh, it's not a rebuild, it's actually a brand new replacement engine. So this is pretty standard small town Kiwi town. Well, signing off. I'm going to find some dinner. I think I've probably had enough to eat, but might get a little bit of Subway. I think. Catch you. Fat Pippi pizzas. Well, I've never had a Pippi pizza before. If you don't know, which a lot of people wouldn't know, a Pippi is a small shellfish, quite a delicacy in some circles. I've been many years. It's probably been 40-something years since I've had any. Oh, that's a bit of a... I do like my pizza, but I'm trying to cut down too. I'm trying to diet a little bit. Well, I've just had a Subway. Very nice too. I had a little wrap. I think it was a branch wrap. It's pretty quiet. It's what is it, 6:30 at the moment. There's the movie theatre. I'm tempted to go to the movies, but then again I've got my Wilbur Smith book back in the hotel, and of course probably some Sky, hopefully. I really wish I could go cruising down the west coast through to Queenstown, but you know, because I'm just spending 18.7 to do my transit van, and a lot of cash, and I've got a lot of vehicles, a lot of other vehicles on the go as well. I bought a Jerry Covington chopper, so I got a lot of money tied up in that as well. So I'm trying to cut down on my spending. I'd love to go tiki touring around the South Island, down the west coast towards Queenstown, and then over the Lindis Pass to the Central Lakes, but I am booked into the top 10 campground in Picton for Wednesday, and then 2 nights there, and then across the ferry back to Wellington on the 24th. I didn't mean to get stuck down here, but I hadn't allowed for the fact that all of the transport's booked out at the moment. So I have to wait in Hokitika 2 days until the intercity buses are free on Wednesday. And then I pick up my transit van from Grey Ford on Wednesday. Oh well, signing out again. This is the beach in Hokitika. I'm just exploring today, having a bit of a walk around. Quite a nice little country town, actually. This appears to be the river mouth, whatever river that is. Wouldn't take long to have a look on Google Map. Yeah, very nice. There is a top 10 holiday park about 16 kilometres away, not far. It's a lovely little spot. There's some sort of a tourist attraction over there, and a sign, I don't know what it is. Some sort of little concrete boat. Lovely down here though, look at the view. I'm sitting here in Picton waiting for my ferry crossing, which is on Saturday at 9:30 AM. But it's lovely and cool at the moment. It's, what's the time now? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the evening. I've just had a sandwich from one of the local supermarkets for dinner. So this is the foreshore at Picton. There's the township back there. Very hot today. Oh, I went for a lovely swim earlier today. I swam out to one of those swimming platforms, but further around the bay or whatever it is. It's so hot at the moment. I'm just looking at that ferry and thinking to myself, well, I should have been home sooner, but oh well. Nothing I could do. What a lovely view though. So I'm not planning to do much. I just want to relax more than anything. Relax and rest. Yesterday I thought, well, I'd try sleeping in a tent, so I took a New Zealand Army tent. It was a 2-person tent and there was no floor on it. I didn't have a you know, one of the air mattresses that you put under your sleeping bag, so I was basically sleeping directly onto the hard ground. So it wasn't very comfortable, but so I didn't sleep at all, and I'm supposed to use a sleep apnea machine, so I'm probably lucky if I got a few hours last night. But I've booked into a hotel tonight, so I'll get a much better sleep using my sleep apnea machine. I just wanted to get out of the hotel room. It's so much cooler outside. It's cooler out here than in the hotel room. It's quite quiet for a Thursday night actually. I thought there would be more people around town. There's a few bars and eateries and things like that. So this is Picton in December 23rd, 2021. The Omicron variant is spreading across the globe very rapidly. But luckily it appears to be less virulent or pathogenic. The hotel I'm staying at is just down there. Quite a good place. I think it's called the something Yacht Hotel. Anyway, I only paid about $120 a night, which is quite good, because the prices, oh my goodness, the prices have been quite, you know, it's not uncommon to pay $150 or $160 a night in a nice place. That's a bit of a change from last night, $22 for a unpowered campsite. But it's been nice, lovely break, just to rest. I'm thinking of my son back in, and his mother back in Gisborne. I should be home, but I really cocked up the booking, not allowing for the fact that all the transport operations are fully booked out because of Christmas time. So I really wasn't expecting to be here as long as I will be. But still, it's very nice. At least the weather's fine. This is the hotel I'm staying at, Picton Yacht Club. It certainly looks impressive on the outside, although, you know, the reality is the maintenance has slipped a little bit inside. The rooms are nice and tidy, very nice and very clean, well equipped as well. Well, I don't know about well equipped, they have a good equipment level. The trouble is the carpet down the corridors need a good clean, which is not too big an issue. So it just needs a little bit of remedial maintenance to tidy it up. But then for $122 a night, what can you expect? You don't expect the Hilton. I couldn't afford the Hilton either, so there we are. Certainly better than my campsite last night anyway. So I had a good rest this afternoon to catch up on some of the sleep I missed last night. But I'll have a really good sleep tonight. Well, It's Christmas Eve's day, and I'm on a bridge over the marina in Picton. Here it is. So this is the main part of the city, and my hotel's just back there. And this bridge covers the marina and gets you over to the rest of the boats and swimming areas down there. I didn't realise this was here. Blind as a bat. But I've stopped drinking, so I've avoided going to the bars. I'd love to go down, but I won't. I haven't had a drink since late 2020. No, not late 2020, early 2020. I'm sitting at the ferry booking stations. I'm sitting in line waiting to go onto the InterIsland ferry back to Wellington. So for those of you that don't know, there are two ferry terminals on either side of the Cook Strait, one at Wellington and one at Picton. So Picton is the main ferry terminal at the top of the South Island. There are issues with ferries at the moment because they're being serviced. Apparently they've ordered new ferries to be built, new larger ferries, to handle the projected loading into the future, because a lot of freight goes across the Cook Strait as well. Obviously there's not many tourists at the moment. Normally there'd be a lot of tourists coming across here, so I'm not sure that they're operating the same number of ferry crossings that they normally would. The whole of the west coast of New Zealand, of the South Island, has been decimated by the lack of tourists brought about by COVID. Same story all around the world. But many people have gone out of business. Many accommodation businesses, people have taken loans to buy their business, and then the tourists have just disappeared. So a lot of people have had to walk away from their businesses, which is very unfortunate for those people. I've got a friend in Rotorua who owns a backpacker, and it's apparently things are not going well for him. But then the way that I look at it is that you have to adapt. You have to adapt and you have to change. I've said this to my 12-year-old son. Throughout your life, you're going to face change, and we all have to learn to adapt to anything that's thrown at us. I'm on the foredeck of the InterIsland ferry, and we're just leaving Picton. This is my second time around. I've already done a little bit of dialogue, but I didn't turn the camera on, so that was very helpful. It's a lovely day. It's overcast, so it's not too hot. It's almost unbearable in the heat of the sun. So we've just left the berth. I've been on the ferry many times, but I have to say the magic doesn't really wear off. We're so lucky it's not windy and rainy at the moment, so I might go up to the upper deck shortly, or now. I don't know what this ship is. It's called the Valentine. I've never heard of a ferry named Valentine. I think what they've done is they may have contracted a ship to fill a short haul, because apparently they're building 1 or 2 new ferries. Back there, I believe that's the dock that we're going into. I think it is. So it's the Sky Stadium now. Used to be Westpac Stadium. You can see where they have a lot of cars stored at the port here. A lot of timber as well. I'm in Napier now. I was driving past my old school, and somebody has decorated the whole street. This is just across from St Mary's Church in Napier. Just off Osea Street, I think it is. This makes my Christmas decorations look a bit sorry. Well, I didn't do it this year. Holy jingos.